From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
A frightening flight. A gaping hole in the side of an airplane rips open at 16,000 feet, forcing an emergency landing. Now a major airline is grounding dozens of planes. An outpouring of emotion as community members honor the Oakland police officer killed in the line of duty last week.
Our community lost such a wonderful person. He's always very supportive. He's very nice.
And a remarkable turnaround for one city on the peninsula. How it went from a place known as the murder capital of the nation to a city that saw 0 homicides for an entire year. Good morning and thank you for starting your day with us. Today is Saturday, January 6th. I'm Max Darrow. This morning, Alaska Airlines is grounding its entire fleet of Boeing 737 MAX 9 planes. That means 65 of them. The move comes after a plane heading to California last night had to make an emergency landing in Oregon after a piece of the aircraft broke off in midair. It left this gaping hole in the side of the plane. Check this out. It was right next to passenger seats there. According to the airline, a window and a chunk of fuselage blew out just a few minutes after taking off from Portland last night. The pilots were able to safely land the plane, told only one crew member reported sustaining a minor injury.
Here, we'd like to get lower if possible.
Fox 1282 is going to maintain 7,000.
Just going to maintain 7,000, Alaska 1282.
Alaska 1282, did you declare an emergency or just need to return to the...
Yes, we are emergency. We are depressurized. We do need to return back to. We have 177 passengers.
Right now, there is no word on what caused this to happen. CBS has learned that this plane had recently been delivered to the airline in October. Boeing says it plans to have a team investigate the incident further. Earlier, Alaska sent us a statement saying that while this type of occurrence is rare, the crew was trained to manage the situation. The airline added they are also investigating and will share more details about what happened when more information becomes available. Something similar to this did happen a few years ago on a Southwest Airlines flight, but in that case, the outcome was deadly. In April 2018, an engine exploded 20 minutes into a flight on a Boeing 737, shattering a window and causing a woman to be partially sucked out of the plane, killing her. Now to new information into the investigation of the killing of Oakland police officer Tuan. We're now learning about 2 more arrests in the case. The Bay Area News Group reports one of those taken into custody is the mother of Mark Sanders, the man suspected of firing the shot that killed Officer Lay. She was arrested as an accessory after the fact. The other arrest happened in Southern California. Community members came together for an emotional memorial on Friday to honor Officer Lay. Our Da Lin was there. He spoke to a childhood friend of the officer who says he was devastated when he learned of his death.
A Buddhist master conducts a ceremony to help Officer Tuan Lay transition to his next life. Organizers say he came from a Buddhist family that believes in reincarnation.
Sending our love and appreciation to Officer Lay, but also to his family.
Community members and elected leaders packed the room. Among the people who came was friend Ivan Fong.
Our community lost such a wonderful person, I still feel like that is very unreal, untrue to me.
It's still hard for him to process the loss.
In that program, he's more like an older brother to me.
Back when they were in high school, Ivan and Officer Lay were members of a youth program based in Oakland, Chinatown called Asian Youth Services Committee. They volunteered at various events to gain leadership and social skills to prepare for college. Ivan says he copes with the grief by remembering Officer Lay's big smile.
He's like a big teddy bear, right? So he's always smiling. I have not ever seen him got mad, even though in a really difficult situation. He's always very supportive. He's very nice.
The public vigil allowed people to mourn the loss and thank him for years of service to the community, even before he became a police officer.
Because of his own understanding of culture, but also his language ability, he was able to help many people.
He signed up for this job to make our community safer and more connected together.
Ivan hopes this will be a wake-up call for elected leaders. He wants them to invest more in public safety.
All this could have been prevented. That's my personal opinion. But moving forward, it should be a good wake-up call for everyone to know that, something must change. Something drastic, big, or however you want to, that needs to be changed.
The Oakland Police Department will hold a public memorial for Officer Lay next Wednesday. It's scheduled for January 10th. Service will begin at 10 in the morning at the Three Crosses Church in Castro Valley, and it will be open to the public. The high-profile murder comes at an already tumultuous time for the city, and many people are pointing the finger at Mayor Sheng Tao. In fact, a new recall campaign is now underway against Mayor Tao. It's led by retired Alameda County Superior Court Judge Brenda Harbin Forte, who says the mayor continues to mismanage the police department, and it started with her decision to fire former Chief LaRon Armstrong shortly after coming into office.
She continues to make mistake after mistake after mistake. It's simply poor judgment on her part. Businesses are leaving Oakland. She didn't even make the application for a grant to get money for retail theft.
Mayor Tao's supporters, meanwhile, are asking for more time to turn things around. They'll have at least a little, as this is just the beginning of the recall process. Once they complete the initial application, they'll still have to collect at least 25,000 signatures from Oakland voters. Across the Bay, East Palo Alto is celebrating a big achievement in its crime-fighting efforts. The city closed out 2023 without any homicides reported. That's a significant turnaround for a city that at one point in the 90s was named the murder capital of the nation. Things were so bad then, it inspired one local man to join the police force. Well, 3 decades later, that man, he is the police chief. And he told our Kelsey Thorwood the credit goes to everyone in town.
Police Chief Jeff Liu grew up in Palo Alto and remembers exactly what his parents used to say about East Palo Alto.
My parents always told me, don't go to East Palo Alto. And this was like the 80s, early 90s. Don't go to East Palo Alto. It's very dangerous. Stay out of East Palo Alto.
During that time, East Palo Alto was known as the murder capital of the U.S. In 1992, the city of just 24,000 people at the time reported 42 homicides, the most per capita of any city in the country. Chief Liu says even now, 30-plus years later, it's still hard to shake that reputation.
Even when I'm in different areas of the state, you say, yeah, I work in East Palo Alto, people would say, ooh, because they think it's dangerous.
Despite those hurdles, Chief Liu joined the East Palo Alto Police Department 23 years ago. He became chief in 2023, and that same year, the city accomplished something many thought may never happen.
After so many years of carrying that label around, to reach zero murders for the 2023 year, that's just the hugest community accomplishment possible.
Chief Liu credits the entire community for the success, saying everyone from local churches to after-school programs to community leaders chipped in to create a safe and welcoming culture in the city.
Everybody's been working through this, or working towards this, for so many years. That's why I say it's a community celebration right now.
The first weekend of the new year bringing another rain chance to the Bay Area. Cool, wet, and breezy start to the weekend, but any outdoor plans, just push them back to tomorrow. We are going to see dry weather taking over for the second half of the weekend. The best rain chance is going to arrive in the North Bay late this morning into very early afternoon, but the rain chances are going to be moving north to south fairly quickly, so they'll arrive around the Central Bay, San Francisco and Oakland by early afternoon and then taper off likely before the sun goes down this evening. In the Santa Clara Valley, you'll be the last ones to get into the showers. Temperatures are going to be affected as a result of the later arrival of that rain. Your best rain chance around San Jose, mid to late afternoon. Here are the high temperatures for today. Significantly cooler than yesterday, mid to upper 50s, just the very warmest spots farther south reaching close to 60 degrees.
Fremont fire officials have given the all clear after issuing a shelter-in-place order on Friday morning. It was in response to a hazmat leak at Arctic Glacier Premium Ice on Fremont Boulevard. Our chopper was overhead as a crew in full hazmat gear closed a valve that was leaking a white vapor. They eventually were able to shut it off. No word on exactly what was leaking, but the hazmat crew was seen inspecting a tank of anhydrous ammonia, which becomes a toxic gas when it's released into the environment. But officials stress there's no lingering health risks now that it's shut off. Philz Coffee is ditching the city for the town. They're moving their headquarters from San Francisco to their Oakland roasting plant. The company told the Examiner, with the corporate team now fully remote and an expiring lease, it just made sense to move. Back in October, Philz also closed its original location in the Mission District after 20 years in San Francisco.